Commander Jake Morrison stood at the window of Earth Defense Command. He watched the stars in the dark sky above. The year was 2157, and humans had traveled to many nearby star systems. But most aliens still thought humans were weak and simple. Jake's hands were calm as he held his coffee cup. The hot drink warmed his fingers in the cold morning air. He had been waiting for this day for many years. Today, everything would change. "Sir, we have incoming ships," said Lieutenant Amy Parker from her desk. Her voice shook a little as she spoke. "Very big ships, more than we have ever seen before." Jake turned around slowly. He walked to Amy's station and looked at her computer screen. The radar showed hundreds of alien ships moving toward Earth. They were huge, much bigger than any human ship. "How long until they reach us?" Jake asked. 6 hours, sir," Amy replied. She looked scared. "Sir, what do we do?" "There are so many of them." Jake smiled, but it was not a happy smile. "We do what we always do, Amy. We protect Earth." Dr. Lisa Grant walked into the command center. She was Earth's best scientist for studying aliens. Her face was serious as she looked at the radar screen. "The Zephyrian Collective," she said quietly. "I know their ships. They are one of the most powerful alien groups in the galaxy. They have destroyed many worlds." "How many ships?" Jake asked. "Over 300, Lisa said. "Each ship can destroy a city. Commander, we need to try talking to them. Maybe we can make peace." Jake nodded. "Try to contact them, but prepare for the worst." Admiral Ryan Cross entered the room. He was in charge of Earth's space fleet. His uniform was clean and pressed, but his face looked tired. "Commander Morrison, our fleet is ready," Ryan said. "We have 40 ships in orbit around Earth. Our defense satellites are powered up. But, sir, we are greatly outnumbered." "I know," Jake said. "Do your best, Admiral. That's all we can do." The three leaders stood together, looking at the alien ships on the screen. To anyone watching, they looked worried and scared. But Jake's eyes held a secret. He knew something the others did not know yet. Hours passed. The alien ships got closer to Earth. Then a loud voice filled the command center. It spoke in perfect English, but with a strange accent. "Humans of Earth," the voice sighed. "This is Fleet Commander Zex of the Zephyrian Collective. We have come to take your world." Lisa stepped forward. "This is Dr. Lisa Grant of Earth. We wish to talk about peace." "We do not want war." The alien voice laughed. It was a cold, mean sound. "Peace? You humans are funny. We have watched your little ships and weak weapons. You cannot stop us. We give you 72 hours to surrender. If you do not, we will destroy every city on your planet." "We need time to think," Lisa said. "You have time," Commander Zex replied. "But do not waste it. Your orbital platforms are toys. Your ships are slow and weak. We could destroy them all in 1 hour. Surrender now, and some of you may live as our slaves." The communication ended. The command center was quiet for a long moment. "Slaves," Ryan said angrily. "They want to make us slaves." "Never," Jake said firmly. "Alert all defense stations. Get our ships ready. And Ryan, send a message to the Antarctic Research Station." "Antarctica?" Ryan looked confused. "Sir, why?" "Antarctica? Just do it," Jake said. "Tell them Code Omega is now active." Ryan nodded and walked away. Lisa stayed with Jake. "Commander, what is Code Omega?" she asked. Jake looked at her for a long time. "Lisa, how long have you worked for Earth Defense?" 10 years, sir." "In those 10 years, have you ever wondered why I always seem so calm, even when things look impossible?" Lisa thought about it. "Yes, sir. Sometimes I wonder how you stay so relaxed." Jake walked back to the window. Far below, He could see the lights of the city. Millions of people lived there. They were counting on him to keep them safe. There are things about Earth's defenses that very few people know, Jake said slowly. Things that have been secret for 80 years. What kind of things? Lisa asked. The kind that sleep under the ice, Jake said quietly. The kind that wait for the right moment to wake up. Before Lisa could ask more questions, Amy's voice called out from her station. Sir, we're getting a signal from Antarctica. It's from the research station. Put it through, Jake said. A woman's voice came through the speakers. This is Dr. Marcus Stone at Antarctic Research Station Alpha. Commander Morrison, we are reading. Strange energy signatures deep under the ice, very deep. The reading started exactly when the alien ships arrived. Jake nodded. Dr. Stone, begin monitoring Protocol 7. Watch for any changes in the ice structure. Yes, sir. But, Commander, what's down there? These readings are unlike anything we've ever seen. You'll find out soon enough, Jake said. Just keep watching and report everything. The call ended. Lisa stared at Jake with wide eyes. Commander, what is really going on? She asked. Jake finished his coffee and set down the cup. Lisa, Earth has been preparing for this day for a very long time. Those aliens think they know everything about us. They think we are weak and helpless. Aren't we? Lisa asked. Look at their fleet. We cannot win against so many ships. Jake smiled again. This time, it was a real smile. Lisa, sometimes the best way to win a fight is to let your enemy think they have already won. Sometimes the best defense is to look weak when you are really strong. I don't understand, Lisa said. You will, Jake promised. In 72 hours, the whole galaxy will understand. Earth is not as helpless as we appear to be. Outside, the alien ships moved closer to Earth. They were confident and sure of their victory. They had no idea that far below the ice of Antarctica, something ancient and powerful was beginning to stir. Captain Ben Taylor sat in the pilot seat of his ship, the Earth Guardian. It was the biggest and strongest ship in Earth's fleet. But even the Earth Guardian looked small next to the alien ships that filled the sky. All ships, this is Captain Taylor, he said into his radio. The aliens are starting their attack. Remember, we fight for Earth. We fight for our families. We fight for our future. The other pilots answered back. Their voices were brave, but Ben could hear the fear underneath. They all knew they were about to fight a battle they could not win. Captain, said his co-pilot, Lieutenant Sam Rodriguez, the aliens are firing. Energy beams coming our way. Ben looked at his screen. Hundreds of bright lights were shooting toward Earth's ships. The alien weapons were much more powerful than anything humans had. All ships, spread out, Ben ordered. Don't make it easy for them. The human ships moved in different directions. Some went up, some went down, some went left and right. But the alien ships were too fast and too many. The first human ship was hit. It exploded in a ball of fire and metal. Then another ship was destroyed. And another. We're losing too many ships, Sam said. His hands shook as he worked the controls. Keep fighting, Ben replied. We have to buy time. On the ground, General Kate Williams watched the battle from Earth Defense Command. She stood next to Commander Morrison, watching their ships get destroyed one by one. Sir, we need to evacuate the cities, she said. The aliens will start bombing Earth soon. Do it, Jake said. But Kate, make sure it looks real. Make sure the aliens think we are really scared. Kate looked at him strangely. Sir, we are scared. We are losing this battle. Are we? Jake asked quietly. Kate did not understand, but she followed orders. She sent messages to every city on Earth. People began leaving their homes and running to safe places. The roads filled with cars and buses. Everyone was trying to get away from the cities. The alien commander, Zex, watched the humans running. Away, he laughed as he saw their ships getting destroyed. "Look at them run," he said to his officers. "These humans are even weaker than we thought. Their ships are like toys. Their weapons cannot even damage our shields. Should we begin bombing their cities?" asked one of his officers. "Not yet," Zex replied. "Let them suffer a little longer. Let them see how hopeless they are." In space, Ben Taylor was still fighting. Half of Earth's ships were gone, but he kept shooting at the alien fleet. His weapons hit their ships, but they did no damage. "Captain, we have to retreat," Sam said. "We cannot win this fight." "No," Ben said firmly. "We don't retreat. We keep fighting until the end." But even as he spoke, Ben wondered if there was any hope left. The aliens were too strong, too many, too advanced, not far away in Antarctica. Dr. Marcus Stone stood in his laboratory deep under the ice. He was looking at readings on his computer that made no sense. "This is impossible," he said to himself. "These energy levels are off the charts." Dr. Stone had been working in Antarctica for 20 years. He thought he knew everything about the ice and the land underneath. But now, his instruments were showing him things that could not be real. "The energy is coming from very deep," he said to his assistant, Dr. Emma Brooks. "Deeper than we have ever drilled. And it's getting stronger." Emma looked at the numbers. "On the screen, Dr. Stone, what could be down there?" "These readings suggest something huge. Something that uses more power than a whole city." "I don't know," Dr. Stone replied, "but I'm going to find out." He picked up his radio and called this surface. "This is Dr. Stone. I need permission to do a deep scan. Something is happening down here." The voice that answered was not from the research station. It was from Earth Defense Command. "Dr. Stone, this is Commander Morrison. You have permission to do whatever you need to do. And doctor, be very careful. What you find might change everything." "Doctor." Stone was confused. Why was the defense commander talking to him? What did the military want with his research? "Sir, I don't understand," he said. "You will," Jake's voice replied. "Trust me, doctor. Just do your job and report what you find." Dr. Stone looked at Emma. She looked just as confused as he felt. "Well," he said, "let's see what's down there." He turned on his deep scanning equipment. The machine made a low humming sound as it sent signals deep into the ice and rock below. Results appeared on his screen a few minutes later. Dr. Stone's eyes went wide with shock. "Emma, look at this," he said in a whisper. Emma looked at the screen. What she saw made her step backward in surprise. "That's not possible," she said. "The scan shows ... It shows structures. Huge structures. Under the ice. Not just structures." Dr. Stone said, "Look at the shape. Look at the pattern." Emma studied the screen more carefully. The structures were not natural. They were too regular, too organized. Someone had built them. Who could have built something so big? She asked. And when? "These readings suggest the structures are very old, or very well hidden," Dr. Stone said quietly. As they watched, the energy readings got stronger. The structures under the ice were waking up. Back in space, the battle was almost over. Only 10 human ships were left, including Ben Taylor's Earth Guardian. "All remaining ships," Ben said into his radio. "We've done all we can. We've bought Earth as much time as possible." "Captain," Sam said, "look at the alien fleet. They're getting ready to bomb the planet." Ben looked at his screen. The alien ships were moving into position above Earth's biggest cities. Their weapons were charging up for a massive attack. "This is it," Ben said sadly. "I'm sorry, Earth. We tried our best." But just as the aliens were about to fire, something strange happened. Every computer on every ship, human and alien, showed the same message. Protocol Omega activated. Guardian systems online. Awakening sequence initiated. Zex stared at the message on his screen. What is this? What is Protocol Omega? His officers looked just as confused. Sir, we've never seen this before. What are Guardian systems? Before anyone could answer, the sensors on every ship detected something new. Huge energy signatures were appearing all over Earth. The biggest ones were coming from Antarctica. Commander, one of Zex's officers said, something is happening on the planet's surface. Energy readings are off the scale. Zex looked at the readings. His confidence began to fade. What could produce so much energy? On Earth, in the command center, Jake Morrison smiled as he watched the alien fleet hesitate. Kate, he said to General Williams, contact all our evacuation centers. Tell them Phase 1 is complete. Tell them to prepare for Phase 2. What's Phase 2? Kate asked. Phase 2, Jake said, is when Earth shows its real teeth. In Antarctica, Dr. Stone felt the ground shake under his feet. The ice above his laboratory began to crack and shift. Emma, he said, I think we're about to meet our neighbors. Deep beneath the ice, something that had been sleeping for decades began to wake up. Something huge, something powerful, something that would change the course of the battle forever. The real fight was about to begin. The ground shook harder now. Dr. Stone and Emma held onto their desks as the whole laboratory moved back and forth. The lights flickered and computers beeped with warning sounds. What's happening? Emma shouted over the noise. Dr. Stone looked at his instruments. The energy readings were going crazy. Something big is moving under us. Something really big. Above them, the ice of Antarctica began to crack in long, straight lines. The cracks were not random. They formed patterns, like someone had drawn them with a giant ruler. Far away, in Earth Defense Command, Professor Nick Adams walked quickly into the main room. He was carrying a thick folder marked, Top Secret Omega Clearance Only. Commander Morrison, he said, it's time to tell Dr. Grant the truth. Jake nodded. Lisa, come here. You're about to learn something that very few people know. Lisa walked over to them. She looked worried and confused. Sir, what is going on? The readings from Antarctica are impossible. And what is this Protocol Omega? Professor Adams opened his folder. Inside were old photographs, blueprints, and documents. Dr. Grant, what do you know about first contact with aliens? We made first contact 15 years ago, Lisa said, with the peaceful Centauri traders. That's what we told everyone, Nick said. But it wasn't true. We actually made first contact 80 years ago, and they were not peaceful. Lisa stared at him. That's impossible. We would have records. We do have records, Jake said. They're just classified at the highest level. Nick, show her the photographs. Nick pulled out an old black and white photograph. It showed a crashed alien ship in a desert. Around the ship were soldiers and scientists. This was taken in 2077, Nick explained. An alien scout ship crashed in Nevada. The aliens inside were not friendly. They were scouts for an invasion force. Lisa looked at the photograph more carefully. This is real? Very real, Jake said. And it changed everything. The aliens had technology far beyond ours. But they had made one mistake. They had underestimated human intelligence. What do you mean? Lisa asked. Nick pulled out more photographs. These showed scientists working on strange alien machines. We studied their technology. We learned how it worked. And then we made it better. Better how? Lisa asked. By combining it with the one thing aliens don't have, Jake said. Human creativity. Human stubbornness. Human refusal to give up. The ground shook again, stronger this time. Everyone in the command center felt it. Sir, called Amy from her station. "We're getting reports from all over Antarctica. The ice is breaking apart in geometric patterns, and there are lights coming from underneath." "What kind of lights?" Jake asked. "Blue lights, very bright. And they're moving." In Antarctica, Dr. Stone and Emma watched in amazement as the ice above their laboratory split apart. Through the cracks, they could see bright blue light shining up from deep below. "Emma," Dr. Stone said quietly, "I think we need to go deeper." "Deeper? The ice is breaking apart. Shouldn't we evacuate?" "No," Dr. Stone said. "I think we're supposed to go down there. I think this is why we're here." They took the elevator down to the lowest level of the research station. But when they got there, they found something that should not have existed. A door, a huge metal door that was not on any blueprint of the station. "How is this possible?" Emma asked. "This door wasn't here yesterday." "Maybe it was," Dr. Stone said. "Maybe we just couldn't see it. The door was opening slowly. Blue light spilled out from behind it. As it opened wider, they could see a long hallway stretching into the distance. Should we go in?" Emma asked. Dr. Stone nodded. "We've come this far." They walked into the hallway. The walls were made of some kind of metal that seemed to glow from within. The floor was smooth and warm under their feet. As they walked, they heard a voice. It was coming from speakers in the walls. "Welcome, Dr. Stone and Dr. Brooks. We have been waiting for you." Emma grabbed Dr. Stone's arm. "Who is that?" "I don't know," he replied. "But they know our names." They continued walking until they came to a huge room. In the center of the room was a man in a military uniform. He was standing in front of a massive window that looked out into an enormous underground space. "Dr. Stone, Dr. Brooks," the man said, turning to face them. "I am Colonel Maria Santos. I am the commander of the Antarctic Defense Grid." "Defense Grid?" Dr. Stone asked. "What defense grid?" Colonel Santos smiled. "The one you've been living on top of for 20 years. The one that's been sleeping under the ice, waiting for this day." She pointed to the window. "Look." Dr. Stone and Emma looked through the window. What they saw made them both gasp. Below them was a vast underground city. But it was not a city for people. It was a city for machines. Huge machines. Machines the size of buildings. "What are those?" Emma whispered. "Guardians," Colonel Santos said. "Earth's real defenders. Each one is a combination of human engineering and alien technology. Each one is piloted by a human consciousness merged with an advanced AI." As they watched, the machines began to move. They were waking up after decades of sleep. "How many are there?" Dr. Stone asked. 200 in this facility alone," Colonel Santos replied. "And there are 12 facilities like this around the world." In space, Commander Zex was growing impatient. "Enough waiting," he said. "Begin the bombardment. Destroy their major cities." But just as his ships were about to fire, his sensors detected something that made him pause. "Sir," said one of his officers, "we're reading massive energy signatures from the planet's surface. Power levels are climbing rapidly." "From where?" Zex demanded. "Everywhere, sir. But the biggest readings are coming from the southern polar region." Zex looked at his main screen. The energy readings were unlike anything he had ever seen. What could produce so much power? His answer came a moment later. The ice of Antarctica suddenly exploded outward in a massive fountain of water and steam. From the opening, something huge began to rise. It was a machine, but it was also something more. It was as tall as a skyscraper and as wide as a city block. Its surface was covered in blue lights that pulsed like a heartbeat. "What is that thing?" Zex asked. Before anyone could answer, another machine rose from the ice. Then another. And another. Captain Ben Taylor, still fighting in space with his few remaining ships, watched in amazement as the giant machines emerged from Earth. "Sam," he said to his co-pilot, "are you seeing this?" "I'm seeing it," Sam replied, "but I don't believe it." The machines were beautiful and terrible at the same time. They moved with grace despite their huge size, and they were clearly designed for war. "This is Captain Lucy Chun," came a new voice over the radio. "Guardian Titan 1 is online and ready for combat." Ben had never heard of Captain Chun before. Who is this? What is Guardian Titan 1? "We are Earth's real defense force," Lucy's voice replied. "We are the ones who have been waiting for this day." More voices joined the radio channel. Guardian Titan 2, online. Guardian Titan 3, online. Guardian Titan 4, online. The list went on and on. Dozens of giant machines are rising from hidden bases all over Earth. Commander Zex stared at his screen in shock. "This is impossible. Our intelligence said Earth had no advanced technology." "Sir," said one of his officers, "maybe our intelligence was wrong." "No," Zex said firmly. "This is some kind of trick. These machines cannot be real." But as he watched, one of the giant machines pointed a weapon at his fleet. The weapon was unlike anything in the Zephyrian arsenal. "All ships, evasive maneuvers," Zex ordered, but it was too late. The machine fired. The beam of energy that shot from the Guardian's weapon was not like ordinary alien weapons. It was something new, something that combined human ingenuity with alien technology. The beam struck one of Zex's ships. The ship's shields, which had easily stopped human weapons, collapsed instantly. The ship itself was torn apart. "Impossible," Zex whispered. More Guardians were rising from the Earth. Each one was different, but all of them were clearly designed for battle, and all of them were targeting the alien fleet. "Sir," said Zex's communications. "Officer, we're receiving a transmission from the planet." "Put it through," Zex ordered. Jake Morrison's voice filled the alien command ship. "Commander Zex, this is Commander Morrison of Earth Defense Command. I believe you wanted to talk about surrender." "You cannot have this technology," Zex replied. "Your species is primitive. Where did you get these machines?" "We built them," Jake said simply. "We built them from the wreckage of the first alien ship that tried to invade Earth 80 years ago. We've been waiting for you to come back." Zex felt fear for the first time in many years. "You've been preparing for 80 years?" "We've been preparing for this exact moment," Jake confirmed. "We knew you would come. We knew you would underestimate us. And we've been ready." The giant machines continued to rise from the Earth. Each one was a testament to human determination and ingenuity. Each one was proof that Earth was not the weak, primitive world the aliens had believed it to be. The real battle was about to begin. Admiral Tony Blake walked into Earth Defense Command wearing a uniform that nobody had seen before. It was black with silver stars, and on his chest was a badge that read, "Guardian Fleet Command." "Commander Morrison," he said, "permission to reveal the truth about Earth's defenses." Jake nodded. "Permission granted, Admiral. It's time." Dr. Grant, General Williams, and Professor Adams all stared at Admiral Blake. They had never seen him before, but he acted like he belonged there. "Who are you?" Lisa asked. "I am Admiral Tony Blake," he said. "For the past 30 years, I have been the secret commander of Earth's real military. The Guardian Fleet?" "Guardian Fleet?" General Williams asked. "I thought I was in charge of Earth's military." "You were in charge of the military we wanted everyone to see," Admiral Blake explained. "The small fleet, the weak weapons, the simple defenses. But Earth's real military has been hidden all this time." He walked to a control panel and pressed several buttons. The main screen in the command center changed. Instead of showing the alien fleet, it now showed hundreds of human ships that nobody had seen before. "These are our real ships," Admiral Blake said. "They've been hiding in bases on the dark side of the moon in asteroid fields, and in secret locations throughout the solar system. Lisa stared at the screen. There are so many of them. How is this possible? Because we've been building them. For 80 years, Admiral Blake replied. Ever since the first alien ship crashed on Earth. Dr. Sarah Kim walked into the room. She was a small woman with short black hair and intelligent eyes. Admiral Blake, the Guardian pilots are all connected and ready for combat. Dr. Kim, Admiral Blake said, meet Dr. Grant. Lisa, Dr. Kim is our psychic interface specialist. Psychic interface? Lisa asked. Dr. Kim smiled. The Guardians are not just machines, Dr. Grant. They are controlled by human consciousness merged. With advanced AI, the pilots don't just drive the Guardians. They become part of them. She walked to another control panel and turned on a screen. It showed the inside of a Guardian's cockpit. In the center was a young woman connected to hundreds of wires and sensors. This is Captain Lucy Chun, Dr. Kim explained. She is the pilot of Guardian Titan 1. Right now, her mind is connected directly to her machine. She can feel everything it feels, know everything it knows. Is it safe? Lisa asked. Safer than you might think, Dr. Kim replied. The AI helps protect the human mind, and the human creativity helps the AI adapt to new situations. On the screen, they could see Captain Chun's eyes glowing with a soft blue light. She was speaking, but her voice sounded different, more confident, more powerful. Guardian Titan 1 to command, she said. I can see the alien fleet clearly. Their technology is impressive, but it's not better than ours. How can you be sure? Admiral Blake asked. Because I can read their computer systems, Captain Chun replied. The AI part of me can understand their language and their technology. The human part of me can think of ways to beat them. Major Chris Johnson entered the command center. He was a tough-looking man with scars on his face and hands. Admiral, he said, all Guardian units are reporting successful connection with their pilots. We are ready for full combat operations. Major Johnson, Admiral Blake said, tell Dr. Grant about the technology acquisition program. Major Johnson nodded. For the past 40 years, my team has been secretly capturing alien technology from various species throughout the galaxy. Every time an alien ship crashed, broke down, or was abandoned, we were there to study it. You've been stealing alien technology? Lisa asked. We've been learning, Major Johnson corrected. We never attacked anyone. We just studied what they left behind, and we made it better. Better how? Lisa asked. By adding human engineering, Major Johnson explained. Aliens are good at making powerful technology, but they're not good at making it adaptable. Humans are masters of adaptation. Commander Davis walked over to a large tactical display. Dr. Grant, look at this. The display showed the current battle situation. The alien fleet was in orbit around Earth, but they were no longer attacking. They were hesitating. They're confused, Commander Davis explained. Their sensors are telling them that Earth's technology is more advanced than theirs. But their intelligence reports said Earth was primitive. What are they doing now? Lisa asked. They're trying to figure out if this is real or some kind of trick, Commander Davis replied. But while they're thinking, our Guardians are getting into position. On the main screen, they could see the giant machines moving across Earth's surface. Some were walking on land, others were flying through the air. All of them were heading toward launch positions. Commander Morrison, came Captain Chun's voice over the radio. Guardian Titan 1 is in position. I can see the alien command ship clearly. Can you disable it without destroying it? Jake asked. Yes, sir. The AI has found a weak point in their shields. If I hit it with the right frequency, I can shut down their main systems. Do it, Jake ordered. Captain Sean's Guardian raised its weapon. The weapon was huge, but it moved with perfect precision. It fired a single beam of energy at the alien command ship. The beam struck the ship's shields. Instead of bouncing off, it passed right through them. The ship's lights went out, and it began to drift powerlessly in space. "Impossible," Commander Zex said from inside his darkened ship. "Our shields are the best in the galaxy. How did their weapon pass through them?" His science officer was working frantically at his computer. "Sir, their weapon used a frequency that perfectly matched our shield resonance. It's like they knew exactly how our shields work." "That's because we do," came Jake Morrison's voice over the radio. "Commander Zex, we've been studying your technology for decades. We know your ships better than you do." "You're bluffing," Zex replied. "You cannot have such detailed knowledge of our systems." "Guardian Titan II, demonstrate," Jake said. Another Guardian fired its weapon. This time, the beam struck a different alien ship. The ship didn't lose power, but all of its weapons shut down. "Guardian Titan III, your turn," Jake continued. Third Guardian fired at a third alien ship. This ship's engines stopped working, and it began to fall toward Earth. "Guardian Titan IV, please catch that ship," Jake said calmly. The fourth Guardian flew up into space and caught the falling alien ship gently in its massive hands. It then placed the ship in a stable orbit. "As you can see," Jake said, "we can disable your ships without destroying them. We can target any system we want. We know how all of your technology works." Commander Zex was speechless. In all his years of conquest, he had never seen anything like this. "How?" he finally asked. "Because we're not just using alien technology," Jake explained. "We're using human intelligence to make it better. Every Guardian is controlled by a human mind merged with an AI. The AI understands alien systems. The human mind finds ways to beat them." Dr. Kim turned to Lisa. "Do you understand now? The Guardians aren't just weapons. They're the perfect combination of human creativity and alien technology." Lisa nodded slowly. "The aliens are more advanced than us, but they're not more creative." "Exactly," Admiral Blake said. "They build powerful weapons, but they always build them the same way. Humans look at those weapons and think, how can we make this better? How can we use this differently? And we've had 80 years to think about it." Major Johnson added. On the screen, more Guardians were rising from hidden bases around the world. Each one was different. Some were built for space combat, others for ground battles. Some were designed to be fast, others to be heavily armed. "How many Guardians do we have?" Lisa asked. 2,000, Admiral Blake replied. "Hidden in bases on every continent and in space." 2,000? Lisa couldn't believe it. "It takes a lot of resources to fool an entire galaxy," Jake said. "For 80 years, we've been pretending to be weak while building the strongest defense. Force in known space." Commander Zex's voice came over the radio again. "This is impossible. Our intelligence reports said Earth was a primitive world." "Your intelligence reports were correct," Jake replied. "We made sure of that. We wanted you to think we were weak. We wanted you to underestimate us." "Why?" Zex asked. "Because the best way to study your enemy is to let them get close," Jake explained. "We needed to learn everything about your technology, your tactics, your weaknesses. And we couldn't do that if you thought we were a threat. So you pretended to be harmless," Zex said. "We pretended to be exactly what you expected us to be," Jake confirmed. "A young, primitive species with simple technology. But while you were laughing at our weak defenses, we were building something that could defeat you." Admiral Blake looked at the tactical display. "Commander Morrison, all Guardian units are in position. We have complete tactical superiority." "Understood," Jake said. He turned to the main screen. "Commander Zex, I believe it's time to discuss." New terms. What terms? Zex asked. His voice was no longer confident. For the first time, he sounded worried. Simple terms, Jake replied. You came here to conquer Earth, but now you see that's impossible. Your ships are disabled. Your weapons can't penetrate our defenses. And we have technology that can shut down your entire fleet. Commander Zex looked around his darkened command bridge. Half of his officers were working frantically to restore power. The other half were staring at their screens in disbelief. What do you want? Zex asked. I want. 3 days after the Zephyrian fleet retreated, Earth received an unexpected message. It came from the Galactic Council, the group that governed most alien species in the galaxy. People of Earth, the message said, we demand an explanation. How do you possess technology that surpasses our most advanced civilizations? Jake Morrison sat in his office, reading the message for the third time. Admiral Blake and General Paul Mitchell were with him. General Mitchell was another man that few people knew about. He was the true supreme commander of Earth's entire military. There. Scared, Admiral Blake said. The whole galaxy is talking about what happened here. General Mitchell nodded. Our intelligence sources report panic in several major alien governments. They all want to know how Earth became so powerful so quickly. Let them wonder, Jake said. Fear will keep them from attacking us. Sir, came Dr. Emma Brooks' voice over the intercom. We have visitors, Jake looked surprised. Visitors? Who? Delegation from the Andromedan Empire, the Vegan Republic, and the Centauri Alliance. They're requesting permission to land. All 3 of them? Admiral Blake asked. At the same time? Yes, sir. They say they want to discuss mutual cooperation and friendship. Jake smiled. 3 days ago, none of those governments would return our calls. Now they want to be our friends. Should we let them land? General Mitchell asked. Yes, Jake decided. But make sure they see our real capabilities. I want them to understand exactly who they're dealing with. An hour later, 3 alien shuttles landed at the newly revealed Guardian Base Alpha in Antarctica. The aliens who stepped out were some of the most powerful leaders in the galaxy. Ambassador Krell of the Andromedan Empire was tall and blue, with 4 arms and large black eyes. Prime Minister Vex of the Vegan Republic was short and green, with tentacles instead of hair. Director Zane of the Centauri Alliance looked almost human, except for his silver skin and glowing white eyes. They were greeted by Captain Mike Roberts, a veteran pilot who had spent 20 years flying Guardian class ships. Behind him stood Admiral Jane Foster, the fleet commander of humanity's hidden space navy. Welcome to Earth, Captain Roberts said. I am Captain Roberts. I'll be your guide today. Ambassador Krell looked around nervously. Where are the giants? The machines we heard about? You mean the Guardians? Captain Roberts asked. They're resting. But don't worry. You'll see them. He led the aliens through the base. They walked past huge hangar doors that were slowly opening. Inside each hangar was a Guardian, being maintained by teams of human technicians. How many of these do you have? Prime Minister Vex asked. Enough, Admiral Foster replied. They continued walking until they reached the main command center. Through the windows, the aliens could see dozens of Guardians moving across the landscape. Some were flying, others were walking. All of them were clearly designed for war. This is impossible, Director Zane said. Our intelligence reports said Earth had no advanced technology. Your intelligence was correct, came a voice behind them. They turned to see Jake Morrison walking into the room. Earth didn't have advanced technology. We built it. Built it from what? Ambassador Krell demanded. From the wreckage of every alien ship that ever crashed, broke down, or was abandoned in this solar system, Jake replied. For 80 years, we've been studying, learning, and improving. Dr. Brooks entered the room carrying a tablet computer. "Gentlemen, would you like to see our research data?" She showed them the tablet. On the screen were detailed blueprints of Andromedan, vegan, and Centauri technology. "We know how all of your ships work," Dr. Brooks explained. "We know their strengths and their weaknesses. We know exactly how to defeat them." Prime Minister Vex stepped backward. "This is ... This is impossible. How could you learn so much about our technology without us knowing?" "Because you never paid attention to Earth," Jake said. "You thought we were primitive and harmless. So when our scout ships studied your vessels, you never noticed." "Scout ships?" Director Zane asked. "What scout ships?" Admiral Foster smiled. "The ships you thought were space debris. The ships you thought were asteroids. The ships you thought were comets. We've been watching all of you for decades," Captain Roberts added. "Learning your languages, studying your cultures, analyzing your technology." Ambassador Krell was beginning to understand. "You've been spying on the entire galaxy." "We've been learning from the entire galaxy," Jake corrected. "And now we're going to teach the galaxy something." "What?" Prime Minister Vex asked. "That underestimating humans is a mistake," Jake replied. Just then, Amy Parker's voice came over the intercom. "Sir, we have multiple alien fleets approaching Earth. Sensors show ships from at least 12 different species." Jake walked to the main screen. It showed dozens of alien fleets converging on Earth's solar system. Some were small scout groups. Others were massive invasion forces. "It looks like word has spread," Admiral Blake said. "What do they want?" General Mitchell asked. "Some probably want to test our defenses," Jake replied. "Others want to form alliances. And some probably want to destroy us before we become too powerful." Ambassador Krell looked at the screen in shock. "Those are warships from the Draconian Empire, the Reptilian Confederacy, and the Machine Collective. They're some of the most aggressive species in the galaxy. Are you worried?" Jake asked. "For you, yes," Ambassador Krell replied. "Those fleets could destroy entire star systems, could they?" Jake asked. He turned to Admiral Foster. "Admiral, how many Guardian-class ships do we have in space currently?" "About 500, Admiral Foster replied. "But we can have 2,000 ready within the hour." 2,000? Director Zane whispered. "That's more ships than most galactic empires have." "And that's just our space fleet," Captain Roberts added. "We also have the ground-based Guardians, the orbital defense platforms, and a few other surprises." "What kind of surprises?" Prime Minister Vex asked. Dr. Brooks smiled. "A kind that will make those incoming fleets very sorry they came here." On the screen, they could see the alien fleets getting closer. The largest fleet belonged to the Draconian Empire. It had over 800 ships, each one capable of destroying a city. "They're demanding that we surrender our Guardian technology," Amy reported. "They say if we don't comply, they'll take it by force." "What's our response?" Jake asked. "Should I tell them to leave?" Amy asked. "No," Jake said. "Tell them they're welcome to try." The Draconian fleet opened fire first. Hundreds of energy beams shot toward Earth. But before they could reach the planet, they struck something invisible. "What was that?" Ambassador Krell asked. "Planetary defense grid," Dr. Brooks explained. "We built it using a combination of Andromedan shield technology, vegan energy systems, and Centauri quantum processors." "You combined our technologies?" Director Zane asked. "We improved your technologies," Dr. Brooks corrected. "Your shields can stop energy weapons. Your energy systems can power city-sized machines. Your quantum processors can calculate impossible probabilities. But when you combine all three..." On the screen, they watched as the alien weapons struck the invisible barrier around Earth and simply disappeared. You get a defense system that can absorb any attack and convert it into power for our own weapons. Dr. Brooks finished. The Draconian commander was confused. His most powerful weapons had no effect on Earth's defenses. "This is impossible," he said over the radio. "No planet has defenses this strong." "Earth does," came Jake's reply. "And now you're going to see what happens when you attack a planet that's ready for you." The space around Earth suddenly filled with Guardian-class ships. They appeared from hidden bases on the moon, from asteroid facilities, and from deep space. Stations that nobody had known existed. 2,000 ships, Admiral Foster announced. All Guardian-class. All ready for combat. The alien fleets found themselves surrounded. The Guardian ships were faster, more maneuverable, and more heavily armed than anything the aliens had ever seen. "This is Admiral Jane Foster of the Earth Guardian Fleet," came her voice over all frequencies. "You came here looking for a fight. Are you sure that's what you want?" The Draconian commander tried to sound confident. "We outnumber you 3-2. 1, do you?" Admiral Foster asked. Suddenly, the space around the alien fleets filled with even more ships. These were the hidden reserve fleet that had been waiting in stealth mode. "Now we outnumber you," Admiral Foster said. "And our ships are better than yours." To prove her point, a single Guardian ship fired at a Draconian battleship. The shot passed through the alien ship's shields as if they weren't there. The battleship's weapons shut down, its engine stopped, and its lights went out. "We can disable your entire fleet without destroying a single ship," Admiral Foster announced. "Or we can destroy you all. Your choice." The alien commanders looked at their tactical displays in disbelief. They had come to conquer Earth, but instead they found themselves helpless against technology they didn't understand. "How is this possible?" the reptilian fleet commander asked. "Because humans don't just use technology," Jake replied over the radio. "We improve it, we adapt it, we make it better. We've been watching all of you for decades," Admiral Blake added. "We know how your ships work. We know how your weapons function. We know exactly how to defeat you. But you don't know how our technology works," General Mitchell continued. "Because we built it.